Okay, it's a beautiful morning. As we are rising and reaching out for the stars, like I told you yesterday, love gives you the availability and the opportunity to live healthier, live longer, and live perfect. Because when you love, a lot of things come to being and you look younger. It's another beautiful episode of Family and Values. And my name is Adejoke Adebi David. It's a wonderful time we're going to have together. So, Joy, thank God it's Friday.
Good morning, of course, thank God it's Friday. And if you're wondering why we have our hats on, don't worry, stay tuned. Because today's topic promised to be very exciting. It's something we are going to have fun in the studio. Of course, our guest is already seated.
It's still Family and Values, and we're talking about is Christmas all about want or your need. Christmas is here. Lots of families are, trying to look at the balancing now. I need Christmas clothes for the children. We did not buy last year. We need to get this year. We did not get Easter clothing. We did not have so thing. Now the bag of rice is 60,000 naira. What are we going to eat? We need to start shopping. We need to. So which comes first? Our guest this morning is none other than Dapo Daramola. He's a social commentator, a life coach, and a business stroke marketing stroke anything sellable. This man, just reach out to him. He will give you all the lowdown and how you need to go about it. So, Mr. Dapo,
thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
You are looking so cool.
Well, thank God it's
I
Christmas.
can smell Christmas on you, sir.
Yeah.
But one funny thing is this: we're in December already.
Yes.
Today is 8.
And it doesn't look like
it doesn't look like it.
Yes.
But the only thing that draws our attention is that when I go outside, today is December. We are in December, so it's Christmas. What's happening?
Well, you say that. I can say that for sure that Christmas is a time of celebration. Christmas also is a time when we come together to celebrate the birth of Christ. But again, Christmas too is also a time for bonding, a time where it coincides with the end of the year. So it's a time for stock taking and then to say we want to finish the year well. So apparently, for some people in some regions of Nigeria, Christmas is a carnival. They move from southwest to southeast, or from north to east, or from north to west. So it's a time for people to do a lot of things based on the way they perceive Christmas. But again, coming to think of it, you said something earlier that it's not looking like there's going to be Christmas. But you see, the truth is, initially, before now, the economy is also a function of what is happening. The society is moved by the economy, is regulated by what happens in the economy. So at one point in time in our lives, when we're young, I'm sure you had the same experience. Christmas, you go share. They will tell you to go and give rice to every family. Then when you get there, they will give you money.
Yes, you wash the plate and put the money inside.
Exactly. And so every child was happy and longing to go and do such dispatch. And it was a time of bonding for a lot of people. But then the society at that time could accommodate a lot. So at that point in our lives, I think we had so much to give. We had love, we had the economic power, our economy was good. So what is need? Need is necessity. Want is luxury. Okay? And at that point we could do luxury, we could add needs and luxury together. But the family of today is faced with a lot of economic situation. You have social problems. You have a lot of factors that are threatening what Christmas used to be. So as the topic is it a need or a want? Okay, today as we're speaking, we can call it a need. But even that need is subjective. It's based on your ability, your purchasing power. So for any family now, you don't even smell Christmas. At times the weather alone
ushers us into the
season. The weather, you feel this temporary dryness. Exactly, Hamatan and all that. So for a family that has not been able to pay fees, and then for a family that their purchasing power is so low, for a family that they've not paid last time and schools are going on holiday, they've given commitments and they've not been able to meet it. And then for a family that is not staying in their home, and you know, for some homes, the life cycle for rent is January. So they're thinking all that. And of course, there's also a mental health issue with a lot of people. I don't want us to go to that's another big story, you
for
know.
another
But
day.
let's narrow ourselves to needs and wants. So first we need to beg our mummies, and then because mummies are the ones that
Why is it the mummies now?
because they are the ones that are emotional.
Okay.
They're the ones that want to, they bring colors into our lives. Yeah. And Christmas is usually a colorful time where you have red hat, red dress, red,
have
red
Like we have this
and the
morning.
man that is pushing the bill is looking at all the red. The account is in red. You know, so
Wow.
so he doesn't want his account to be in red, but you guys want to paint the town red. So, and he's willing to go as he can carry. Okay, so for us, for the Today family, it's a need. I mean,
That's
people had
important.
done Christmas in this country where they couldn't even buy rice or chicken.
Yeah.
You know, people had done Christmas. Family me with pomo. Pomo is very cheap.
You know,
Yeah.
there was a time rice was very scarce,
Yeah.
as in the good rice, the parboiled rice was scarce, and we
Yeah.
had to go for, you know, our Lagos rice some time ago,
Yeah,
and you know,
the lake rice.
It's- yeah, the lake
so,
rice.
So you see, that's the thing. So because our economy too, we're heavily dependent on foreign consumption. You know, I don't want to mention brands, but you can mention the type of rice, the assorted Thailand kind of rice.
Yeah.
They are not grown here.
Yeah.
You know, and those things are even the banga, the knockout. You know, when we're young, they call something bisco.
Yeah, bisco, Ishanadu, yes.
Those things were imported, and for that alone, it drains our economy as a country because our GDP is affecting, because we're bringing in
a lot
of
items.
products that are denominated and sold in dollars, in foreign currencies. So you cannot remove the fact that nobody can even talk about want now, but some people are, apart from the big corporations that produce and present things that makes it look like, oh, it's Christmas. You go to some hotels, you go to some churches, you know, there is a particular church that Christmas for them is a blast. They adorn the street with lights, the entire street. And then there's some banks that take a particular street and put lights. So those are the people that make it look like Christmas. But because they are a corporate organization, there's a budget for that.
Yeah.
But in a family, the budget to even survive today is an issue. So we cannot. So for it to be a need, which is necessity, some people probably cut their coat according to their sizes. Okay. You probably will just do, you know, some maybe rice or something. Maybe if you used to buy, and you know, when we're young, it's a thing of pride. Every child, every family had a goat or something. We always buy one animal, not chicken. But now, even if you see chicken, you know, but I mean that's the reality of where we are today. So for Christmas, it's rather a need, a necessity, because it's something that comes. It has a life cycle. Every 12 months, the end of the year, it comes. It's an activity that closes the year. It's an activity where everybody that has gone to different parts of the region of Nigeria to do business come back home to say we want to come and marry together, dine, commune as a family. It's a time of reunion. It's a time of bonding too. But bonding without, you know, the necessary
is change of hands.
When you look at our mini future, it basically talked about families that, now let me take it from this angle. There are some families that have misplaced their priorities.
Oh, yeah.
Now you did mention something that we should beg our mommies, you know, that's because of the pressure, the financial pressure that is going to be mounted on other spouses and partners.
True.
Now let's take it from the parts where, why don't we tell them that it's not all about the food?
Yeah.
It's about the quality time you spend together with your partner. And well, let me also ask this question: why is it that we've narrowed Christmas to a point of giving and not, we are fond of receiving and not giving? Everyone is seated expecting someone to give, and nobody is willing to,
nobody to let go.
Let go. Yeah. Now you are waiting to receive. You're waiting for one uncle, for one auntie,
or my neighbor.
Now, what are you giving in your own little way? What is it? Could it be you give your time, your quality? What is it that? Why is it that we are in that mood of receiving and not giving?
First, honestly, the question is apt, but you see, again, if you look at Christmas is all about giving.
Yeah.
Because God gave His only begotten Son. That was when He gave Him, so that He can come and redeem us to Himself.
Yeah.
But however, a lot of people in the past, I told you something earlier, that when you take food, people exchange food. So, and because they exchange food, there are times when some families don't even have enough, but they have something to eat because somebody will give them, And then some give, some receive. Like a child, like I said, will carry food. A bag of rice was cheap then. We'll carry food. If I will buy rice, we'll kill a goat, and we'll buy soft drink. I don't want to mention the name. All those soft drinks of those days. Exactly. But now it's not like that. So you have people living on, like we used to say on campus, 001 or 000.
We assume that this period is a survival mood for for most families.
Yes, it's a survival mood, and I tell you, people want to give. Nigerians are loving people.
Yeah.
They want to give, but when you want to give and you don't have the means, it's a problem. And then you still find out that some people still have that heart of giving, even in the one they have, they're ready to share. Okay, let's take some. It might not be what you want, it might not be as much as you want, but the gesture of giving, is still there, but it's not like it used to be. So most people now, a lot of people need help, but it's the ones that can give that will give. But you don't, when you give with a heart of giving, you don't expect someone to give you back. But if everybody gives, it goes round. It goes round, and it connects with everybody,
Still centering on our needs and wants, and trying to differentiate what at this point. Now we're looking at the economy. It's not smiling
at all.
Now, and it's important we emphasize that this period, watch out for your needs, leave the wants. Now, Christmas is significantly associated with celebration.
Definitely.
No matter how little, it's associated with the paparazzi of visiting, of buying clothes for families. Now, what would you tell those families out there who, at this point, they can't afford the ceremonial Christmas clothes? We know that for families is a routine. And like you earlier said, I was still putting, you said beg the mommies, What's your advice to such families who still want to do that Christmas celebration, that Christmas ceremony of the rice, cooking the stew? And mind you, there's always a different smell of Christmas jollof. Christmas jollof. So, at this point, how would you talk to them that, let your needs be your needs and leave the one? Next time you can celebrate Christmas.
Yes, and the truth.
But sorry, before you come in, but do you know you can still celebrate Christmas not having excesses, and you'll still be happy?
That is why I want him to address those families that feel like it's a ceremony for us to.
You need to. Families need to also know that Christmas is a period. It comes every year. Now, some people have late Christmas. Some have early Christmas.
Okay.
And when I mean late Christmas, is some get their gifts before, and some have that connect before. There's some people that for them Christmas is stressful because they have to travel. They have to do all that. So for families, they need to look at what they want and what they need, not what they want, because wants is usually luxury, while needs are necessity. But in that same mold, you need to learn to cut your coat according to your cloth, not even size now. Because the truth is, those things are expensive. I know you said bag of rice is 60,000. So if you can just get one what we call Congo, or I don't know if
Derica is
Or
1,000 naira.
so how many
Derica is
will go into
1,000
a family?
naira.
So, and the issue we have is when families begin to, you need to also learn to let your family know, bring them to reality. Like
Bringing them to reality.
guys, you know what? Things are a bit rough this year, but next year we're going to have a blast. We're believing that this is it. And you see, parenting in this generation is different from parenting in our time. The children now are asking questions.
Yeah.
Why am I not doing this? Daddy, I want this. But they just believe that the ATM is there, and they feel ATM is once you
Should
put
be
it
loaded.
there, money is
Bring
coming
out
out.
money.
They don't know that at the back end is just a replica of what's in your account. They think it's just a mystery card that once you put it, the money comes out. So the fathers and the mothers need to help the fathers first. The couple need to come together and sit down and analyze where they are, what they want, because shortly after Christmas, there's pressure. The school fees, schools are resuming on the 8th. You finish eating the rice, you spend all the money, then Baba landlord is knocking on the door.
Start knocking at the
And
door.
Baba landlord to has pressure because he's going to pay fees. So at that, the multiply effect of all our activities, it puts a pressure on us. I mean, those days we used to buy like a yard. I mean, we had a large family, and we're all boys, you know. So my mom then, of blessed memory, and my dad, they would buy not even a roll of clothes. Then they would take us to say a tailor. So it was a tradition. It was a ritual.
And you're always looking forward to that season.
You know, the day my son said, Daddy, when are we going to buy our Christmas clothes? I said, are you?
I was about to ask you, when was the last time you yourself as a father decided to get yourself a Christmas clothing? The same thing to you. When was the last time you got yourself one?
I can't remember, because for me, I've seen a lot of Christmas, and I know Christmas will always come. So if you understand, Christmas is a seasonal celebration. It comes every year.
Every year.
So you might not get it now, you might get it next year. Some people had the best Christmas in the last, maybe when they were kids. Some, their best Christmas is going to be in the future.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a function of understanding the family values, understanding where you are, and please, for families, you need to learn to reach your children. You need to learn to take them on that journey. The children now are very smart.
Yeah.
They are very, and they understand even things you don't know. But they're just keeping quiet, and they're saying that, and the way you behave as pals at home, they're seeing everything. And that's why, if you look at, because we're saying family and value, if you look at the average Gen Z today, they are not ready to get married. They just want to, the culture, the values of family had been mutilated with our Western culture. So our culture has become no more as organic as it used to be. It's now so synthetic. Let me use the word synthetic. You know, man marrying man, woman marrying woman, machine marrying, doing things with man, animals doing, you know, so we don't have that organic ecosystem where, and then the pressure of economy and the pressure of society, it reflects in the way couples relate at home, and the children see them, and then they're saying, I don't want to go into this institution. I mean, I can live without it, you know. And even our faith-based organizations, you have people divorced even in church, in mosque, and it's no more a big deal because the society and our culture has been highly fragmented and mutilated in a way that, thank God for Christmas, you know, at least that is one avenue that brings people together. And then for other religions, so they have things like Christmas in their own faith. So they come together, they share. You know, the two major religions too, they share things. There's an event they do, they kill cow or ram or whatever, and they share. Christmas too. Christians too share things. But again, it's also a function of what you have. I would not advise anybody to go and take all these fintech loans and enter BC because you want to buy
and enter BC. This is where I'm going. I remember when we were younger, when I was still a child. Now I'm grown a bit. My mom or my grandma will say, I want you to buy so thing for Ajoke. make sure you get it. So instead of my mom taking me to the island, she will take broom, measure my foot. My junior ones go to Lagos.
Yeah.
She knows our clothes sizes, and she will, random size, I go to Lagos and buy. Now tell me, if I'm not wearing a new clothes in December for Christmas, does that mean my Christmas is not unique? Does that mean my Christmas is not complete? Now, no, time and season, you have said it before now. I look at time and season. I've grown to understand that if your hand cannot reach the top of the roof, you can always use a stool. Or there will be a time you grow to that level. Look for someone like you who is taller than me. Please, can you help me pick that thing? Why do I need to look at the elites? Why do I need to look at people who do branded stuff and I cannot afford it at this particular point in time? Why do I need to do that?
You know, the thing is, like I said earlier, the way we are wired now, is weird. Weird in the sense that the people that control the narrative, a negative narrative, a perception, is, you see, the elite, like you said, you mentioned, and the so-called influencers and all that, celebrities. So they have put pressure on us because we have misplaced our priorities. We don't even know who we are. Do you understand? So you need to first know who you are as a family or as a person, as a parent. You must have your own family value, your own moral that your family is known for. You know, there are times when in the past they will tell you, know the child of who you are. You know, there are certain things you can't do because your family heritage, your family name, it's a brand, it's a big name, and you don't want to alter or misappropriate it or impair its goodwill. So are people who are elites who are supposed to look at to create that example. Unfortunately, a lot of them are not even helping matters. So because we've had a situation where people look at, oh, that guy is an actor, she's an actress, and then you look at them and they fail to realize that what social media does, it gives you a vain impression about everything. Now you watch some social media TikToks. There was what I saw. A lady just got into she stood by one nice Porsche car, you know, a Bentley, and she was snapping. Oh, I just left, and she didn't know the owner was just looking at her, you know. And the guy and she had been very rude to the owner.
Wow.
So the guy came and while she was doing the recording, just yanked her over. My friend, will you leave my car? You slut and all that, you know. So you see, that lady, if that hadn't happened, she had succeeded in creating
the minds of the viewers, people who are following her.
She had created that frivolous, vain, make-believe lifestyle that had pushed some young people to feel, me too, I can do this. If she can do it, then that person becomes their role model, and then they begin to fire their lifestyle to suit her. So you begin to have pressure. I want to use Brazilian wig. I want to use human hair. I want to have the best phone, the best gadgets. I want to have this, you know, because you see this person is looking. I mean, the elite, like we said, they need to also help to shape the narrative of the society. They had created.
That's another thing. That's another.
Yeah.
Topic.
So they need to. You know, let me tell you the truth. I mean, a lot of people you see on TV, glamorous and big, is the TV that makes them larger than life. Do you understand? At the back end, some can't even pay their rent. Some don't even have an accommodation. Some can't work during the day because they don't have it. They don't want to be seen entering Marwa because of the perception, the persona they had created in society. So they don't want to live beneath that. And you, your husband is trying, you are putting your husband under pressure. I want that kind of dress. That's the Christmas pajamas. I want this. I want that. Meanwhile, the things they are using, some of them are borrowed.
I was actually
Yeah,
I was actually coming to that. There is this tradition that you have to have a Christmas tree at home, put on the colorful pajamas as a family.
Yeah.
Now we talked about bonding, and we look at social media and we see families doing that, and we feel they are bonding in the real sense.
Yeah.
But that's just for the glamorous
Make-believe, yeah.
make-believe. Now, how do we instill the true act of bonding without necessarily doing? For me, I don't believe, once I see all those things, I just believe it's just for show.
That's my
Because
time.
if I'm truly bonding with my family, it's not a time it's a time of reflection.
Yeah.
It's a time of taking stock.
Yeah.
Preparing for the next year. Now, when we see all of that, how do we advise families that please leave what is happening in social media, face the reality of life? You don't need to have a Christmas tree at home or put on the pajamas before you celebrate your Christmas.
Or buy Christmas lights.
Or buy Christmas lights, you know.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, as it is right now, a lot of people need to first shut down. They are thinking about what is trending.
Okay.
You understand?
What is trending?
And then log in again and start the system. And then when you start your system, you look at what do I need? What do I need as a family? What do we need? We need this, we need this. What can we afford? See, there are times when you have Christmas trees at home and you get to the house, you can't even buy Coke. Do you understand? Sorry, I mentioned a brand. They can't buy soft drink, you know. So at that point in time, who is fooling who? Do you understand? So you need to also, families must realize that yes, it's a bit tough now. It's not only your family, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Even big corporations are leaving Nigeria because of the economic situation. You know, there's some big brands that are into pharmaceuticals, into FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. They've left this country because they can't cope. And you, just a family who is your GDP in the family, your total revenue, husband and wife put together, is not up to 5 million in a year. You understand? So how do you want to cope when things are tough? So you're going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask while you're about to round off with a question. As a mother, as a father, as parents, what are those things I need to let my children know, especially at this season, that okay, am I going to call them and make everybody seated and say, you know what, this and this, what are the steps as parents, you know, we need to take to let the children know that okay, this is where we are. You want to go to school next year or you want to sit at home? No, sometimes you need to let these children know the realities of life. You don't keep on hiding certain things from them because they need to know. If you are not telling them, they will ask you. They may ask you anywhere, even in the presence of your friends. So why not? What are the steps I need to take? She needs to take. That man, that woman watching us right now need to take to understand or make me, okay, this is Christmas. How do I feel it's Christmas? What are the steps I need to take?
Okay, the first step is for the couples, couples to first agree that this is where we are. Once you agree, I mean, the Bible says two cannot walk except they agree.
Except they agree.
So once you agree, then you can cascade it to the children, and there's a way you put it to them. It might just be when mommy is in the kitchen and they're saying, you know, children, I went to market this afternoon and things are quite tough. Things are very expensive. Can you imagine the rice we bought 20,000 last year is now 60,000. Do you know how much 60,000 is? Do you know how much your school fees is? You know, so there's a way to relate with children in a subtle way, and then you have to be analytical so that it will not look like you just threw a javelin at their heart.
Don't be harsh. Don't feel frustrated.
So you give it to them in a systematized way where they will reason with you, and then you twist it. You put a twist to it that, okay, you know what? How much is your school fees? Have you brought? Do you know how much your school fees is? You know, the parent of now, if you want to live long, and you want to enjoy your life, don't hide anything from your children.
I love that.
Do you understand?
Now.
They understand what you don't understand. They see. Our generation, we were Mumu generation.
Yes, so.
Sit down there, you sit down. Yes, Mumu, Koboko. The slap you will get the back. Even without slap, even the look.
What are you doing there?
The look.
Who called you?
When they look at you, yourself, you reset that look. You know, it's either a slap will follow or a barada that they call it, or
knock on the head,
you know.
or you twist your hair.
You need to, you see, the current age child. We have children that when you give birth to a child in a digital age, you have to be extra knowledgeable, because you are going to be on your own. Now that there's AI, it's even worse.
No,
you know?
Sorry, there's this angle I want us to take it from, which happens to do with the general societal mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because when schools resume by January, teachers will throw the essay at the kids. How did you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah.
It's always a regular question that comes up. And then you have some kids giving an analytical way of overview of and then now we are talking to families and we are saying, you know what, deal with your needs. How do you address that child that didn't celebrate Christmas with chicken, that didn't have Christmas clothes, and is standing before the crowd reading to the fellow pupil, how without other people laughing? Because I've had cases where, you know, children would bully other kids and say, oh, so your mom couldn't afford. So how do we address that societal belief generally this period to make them know that, you know what, that this family didn't celebrate Christmas doesn't mean they can't afford the basic needs.
Yeah. Okay. So, first, you know, the thing is education. Why did the people who created education create something like school uniform? They did school uniform so that they will be level playing field. Because if you don't have school uniform, this one will bully this one with looks, with clothes. In fact, today some schools will tell you that don't bring party pack. Because when you bring party pack, they put pressure on other children and other parents, by extension parents. And what it does to people is it creates a mental torture on that child.
Yes.
So that child will start having low self-esteem, low sense of worth. I mean, what life that is not like the other person.
Yeah.
So you find out that as it is now, for as long as you can tell your child, it's the parents, it still comes back to the parents, that look, we don't have today. That child, your friend in class, my son has a friend and he keeps saying, they have PS this, PS that. I said, my son, you see that PS? I bought his school fees. And I went to one of the malls and I said,
this is the price of
this is the, I said, sure, you know, it was emotive. My mission was, I had a mission. He said, PS, I want PS this. So before we went out, I said, go and bring your report card and your school letters, bills. So he looked at it. I said, you see your bill? Look at your sisters. How much is everything? The other said, Daddy, is about almost $500,000 or thereabouts. So I said, okay, good. You know, I have to pay this fee before, or they won't allow you to enter class. He said, yes. I said, okay. Then one went out, and I took him to where he normally asked for PS4. I said, look at the price for PS4. And I said, 275 or thereabouts. And I said, okay, how much is your school fees? Which one do you want?
You want the PS?
Or you want to
Or
you want to start school and your classmates are in class
and
they drive you out.
Doing PS.
Not even they drive you out.
Oh.
How would you feel? He said, Daddy, I will take PS later. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now I had been able to communicate with him that see, when there was money, we spoil them.
Yeah.
And when there's a drought, let them know. That you see, stop making your child feel that he is a Superman. You know, a lot of parents are the problem. They create the problem they are in.
Yeah.
Because you go extra mile to borrow. Do you know at one point in time, some years ago, when the banks were giving they had so much money, they didn't know what to do. So they were giving loans for Ilya, Salah, Christmas, holiday. Some people they wouldn't have money. They would go to the bank and collect money for summer. You don't have to go for summer. Do you understand? So, and I would also advise parents that it's not until you go to that expensive school, because at times expensive school will need to they may not give. I'm not saying they're not good, but they're going to put pressure on you, because you have some people that their parents have money in foreign currencies. they have different streams of income, and there are some that have so much, but they come to a humble place because they want to train their child to understand life from the point of reality. You understand? So parents too, a lot of the pressure they are in, that they put themselves in, is because they are the architects and the ones that created that atmosphere. So you must learn to see your child as a small adult, because the truth is they are actually growing. The kind of things that come out from their mouth. When you were young, did you see video? When did they start making video? Do you understand? Was there anything like laptop or computer?
Black and white.
You understand? You know, I remember when I was in university, well, you see our computer room is bigger than this whole station, because the file is like this, you know, it's always on. Wow. So it is, you need to understand that the society is changing, and as it's evolving, you need to also understand how to communicate with your child, or else that child will have mental health issue, he will have low self-esteem, and when he has low self-esteem, the next thing is people will bully him. There's also, before you know it, he goes to university, he joins a secret cult, or cult that will tell him you are larger than life, will make you big and all that. I mean, I went to a university that it was the order of the day, but I thank God I came through.
Thank God. Thank God for that. I want to say a big thank you to our guest this morning. The long and the short of what we're talking about is this: if you cannot buy Christmas clothes
today, there will be another Christmas.
If you cannot wear it this December for Christmas, you can wear it in January. You can even, you know, celebrate a new clothes with Ramadan. You can celebrate new clothes with Easter.
Yeah.
Hello, somebody. We buy clothes every day. We buy clothes. It doesn't have to be a seasonal thing. But when it's available, use it, utilize it. But don't go extra mile to do what you know will put you into unnecessary jeopardy when you enter the new year. On that note, we have discussed so much extensively on, is Christmas a season for want or need? And thank you to Dr. Daramola, who has
you very much.
Done a lot of justice to that. I believe you.
You did. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And the essence why we brought this topic is so that while you're in the mood of celebration, you would be mindful that there are bills ahead of you. Yeah. January is just by the corner, and you know December runs very fast. Before you know it, the bills are facing you. It's important at this point, we manage whatever we have within our limits. And like our guest said, carry your kids along. Don't leave them behind. Talk to them. Make them understand the times and seasons that we are in. It's Christmas, it's celebration. You don't need to have everything, the whole thing before you celebrate your Christmas. In your own little way, in your own little family way, it's time for bonding. Yeah. You can turn it into a prayer and fasting period, you know, for a better year. Yes. You know, turn it into a prayer and fasting. You know, call the kids, call the family devotion. Let them understand and seek the face of God for the next year, so that it will be a better Christmas. So from us here and Family and Values, we are saying this Christmas, as you approach it, manage your limits. Up next is entertainment, like you know. They are standby. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.